So in this problem, we're going to be thinking a bit more about kind of geography, and again, paying attention to kind of the direction of movement. Okay, we also kind of think it as vectors. Okay? So if you remember, distance and displacement. If this is your starting point, and you're taking a walk around, say, lake or around a park. Okay, when you walk that entire distance, okay, and you end back at your starting point, your displacement is going to be equal to 0, okay? Because the distance from where you started to where you are at that end point is basically 0 feet, 0 miles, okay? But at some point, maybe you're halfway around kind of the track, okay? You may have walked 1 mile to get to that point. So at distance B, you've gone 1 mile, okay? But the actual displacement, okay, may actually be less than that. That could only be like 0.74 miles. Okay, so this is something to kind of think about when you're working with different directions. Okay, so in this problem, we're seeing that city A, okay, so in this case, city A is 250 miles east of city C. Okay, so we're basically saying that city C is directly east, okay, and that is that 250 miles. Okay. City B is directly north of city C. Okay. So we're basically saying, this is not to scale or anything, this is just roughing it out. Okay. But city B is 200. So what's left is basically what is the shortest distance in miles between A and B. Okay? So what we're doing is we're drawing the shortest path, okay, and we're assuming a straight line. We don't have road maps or anything. Okay? And this is where we kind of revert back to Pythagorean's theorem. Okay? The a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Okay? C in this case is going to be the line AB, okay. The distance A is basically going to be AC, and our B value is going to be BC. Okay. So when we square each of those, okay, we're able to go ahead and kind of calculate this out. So let's crunch some numbers. Okay. 250 miles squared plus 200 miles squared is going to be equal to the distance between A and B, assuming that that's squared. Okay. So we run the calculator, okay, and we may kind of think about how we can apply the same concept to both sides. We know that with Pythagorean's theorem, taking the square root of both sides, okay, that's just basically cancel out the square, and we're left to go ahead and run the numbers. So 250 squared plus 200 squared, close parenthesis, and we end up with a distance of 320.156 miles. So fairly basic Pythagorean theorem, but probably the biggest thing in this one is pay attention to the directions that you're going. Pay attention to not just the distances, 250, 200, and the unknown, pay attention to direction as well. Okay, directly north, directly east. Okay, those will matter because you can change the arrangement, which can influence kind of your answers. So if there are any questions, as always, you can leave comments, questions, concerns, and of course reach out to me, and I'm happy to help you out where I can. So other than that, think about how you navigate around into the real world, because this is another one of those cases of something you'll actually see in real life problems. So best of luck, and see you next time.